Hi there, guys and girls. Welcome to your 2020 Southern National Championships. We'd like to welcome you to Griffin, Georgia. We're a new disc golf community, and we are very excited to be hosting this prestigious event. We are, first and foremost, we wouldn't be here without one of our dear friends, Jim Oram. Jim was one of the co-founders of Southern Nationals, and unfortunately we lost him this year. So we are running this event and playing this week in honor of Jim. Jim was a great person. Everybody loved Jim. If you didn't like Jim, there was something wrong with you. But anyway, Jim was great. He always had a slogan, Ace One for me, and so hopefully we see a bunch of guys out there, guys and girls out there, getting some aces for Jim this weekend. Matter of fact, we got some little fun things. We got the Jim Oram Ace Hot Hole out there. So we'll have one hole on each course. If you ace that hole, that's the Jim Oram Ace One for me Hot Hole, you'll get $100 splashed on your ace pot. Even if you're not in the ace pot, you'll still get $100. Just to give you a heads up on that. So we really appreciate what Jim did for Southern Nationals and disc golf in general. He was known as the godfather of disc golf. So just think about him when you're out there having a good time this weekend, because a lot of this was made possible for Jim. Let's go over the check-in. You can check in Friday at Cinco Lagos, which is the course right next to Green Valley. We literally share a street that goes right between the two courses. So if you need directions to Cinco Lagos, you can just say, hey Google, take me to Green Valley Disc Golf Course.
Alright, Green Valley Disc Golf Course. Let's go.
Alright, so it'll take you there. Cinco Lagos is just a half block away. Instead of turning into the Green Valley Park parking lot, you're just going to go
Head
about
north on East Side School Road.
Oh, thank you. I got you. We were just trying to make an example. Alright, back to the program. So anyway, Cinco Lagos is just about a quarter of a mile past the entrance to Green Valley. You'll see an end of a flag. You take a left on Lake Parkway, and then we're right there on the right. So if you're not too far away, if you're at Green Valley, we're just a spitting distance away. So we'll be there Friday from 7 to 12 to check in. We'll also have 12 to 7, 7 to 10. We'll be there Friday, 12 to 7. Let me get that straight there. At Cinco Lagos. You'll be able to check in, get your merchandise. We'll have some other Southern Nationals bass gear. So if you want to come check it out and get your all handy handbook and all that kind of stuff, come see us Friday. If you can't make it Friday, you can still check in at your course, unless you're playing Green Valley. If you're playing Green Valley, you're going to check in at Cinco as well on Saturday. We're basically the same park, so you're not that far away. There's no way you're going to be late. We moved the tee time for the first round back to 10 o'clock to make sure everybody can get their players packs and everybody be happy. So noted. I just want to give you a heads up. We did move tee times back to 10. Speaking of that, we are doing everything, all the scoring online through pdga.com. So we will also list what hole and what course you are starting at. So bookmark the event page on pdga.com, and it will give you every round where you're playing and what hole you're starting on. So like I said, we're doing every scoring digitally. So we'll have paper scorecards at the location, but we're doing scoring on pdga.com/scores, and the access code will be Griffin, Georgia. So just Griffin, GRIFFIN, and that'll get you access to scoring. The way the PDGA works, the scoring card, you already have your card filled out for you. You just have to show up and hit begin play, and it'll start your scoring app. So once you do all that, at the end of the round, you'll put your last name in or your PDGA number. It'll verify the scores, and you're all done, and you can get ready to go to your next course. Go grab some lunch. Nothing else to do here. Make it nice and easy for you.
That'll also give you your start time for your second round on Saturday, as well as the final start time
Absolutely.
On Sunday.
Yeah, when you're done with your round, just go to pdga.com on this event, and it'll give you your next tee time and your next hole starting position. So you really don't even need to check in anywhere you go. Just head up to where you need to go. If you need any directions, we'll have some event directors at your course to be able to point you in directions. All these courses are really easy to navigate. They're all split up in nines, so you're either on the back nine or the front nine, and the front nine's on this side and the back nine's on this side. So, and they all loop around. So it's pretty easy to navigate these courses. You shouldn't get lost. Should be good. We do have a couple little course nuggets that want to mention. Let's see here. Let's start with Tyus. All the courses have pretty simple basic rules. Tyus is the basic of all. You throw it on a path or over a walking path that is paved, you are out of bounds. If you throw it into a road or over a road, you are out of bounds. If you throw it over a fence that's linked to the ball field, you're out of bounds. If it has anything going on with something that's a fence that has a ball field or anything like that, it's out of bounds. There is, however, on hole 10 and 11, kind of in the shul way back in the woods, there's a little bitty fence that's been broken down and everything. Ignore it. Nothing to see here. That's not a fence that you need to worry about. Also, on the courses in Tyus, there will, if in case of rain or if we get a late night shower, there's a few little dry creek beds that might have a little bit of water in it. All creek beds at Tyus are casual water, not out of bounds. So hole 10 will be the one that people will ask about because there's a little creek down there, but that is casual water. That's it for Tyus.
And the Lakes OB.
Lakes OB, of course. Pretty simple stuff. And the hot hole at Tyus is hole number 13. If you get ace on hole 13, that is an extra $100. Let's go on to Dundee Lake, also known as the Don Shannon Memorial. It's pretty simple too. Throw it in the water, you're out of bounds. Throw it over you throw it over the road or in the road, you're out of bounds. Parking lot, it works as well. There is one fence that borders a house. There's actually two. It borders two houses on 11 and hole 8. If you throw it over those fences and there's a house over there, you're definitely out of bounds. So it's pretty common sense on that. The one area at Dundee that sometimes gets in question is the two holes that go across the spillway, hole 2 and hole 4. If you do not cross the spillway, if you hit some lettuce coming out or something, you kick down the spillway, if you are surrounded by wet rock, you are out of bounds. It's just wet rock. Do not throw from any wet rock. It's very slippery. You could get hurt. So that means if it's a dry day, most of that spillway will be in bounds. So if it's a wet day, if it somehow rains, the whole spillway might be out of bounds. So we basically just play the out of bounds on those holes as wet rock, and you'll tell the difference between the coloration of the rock. So you make the call. So that's the only drawback there. There are some other holes at Dundee. Ignore them. If they have red baskets, just ignore them. They're alternate holes that we play in case of heavy rains, but we are not using those during this event. So if you go to practice Dundee, ignore those holes. You can go down there and play them. They're fun holes and everything, but we're not using them for the tournament. Just a heads up. Dundee also has a bunch of short tees. Some of them are not in the best of shape. Apologize. If you do have a problem with any of them you don't like, we do have room on each side. You can play off the dirt and the grass. The grass and dirt out there are pretty hard pan, so they're pretty good to throw off of if you don't feel comfortable throwing off the mats, the black mats. That's pretty much what you need to know about Dundee. The hot hole at Dundee, ace one for me, is hole number 10, the first hole in the back 9 by the bathrooms. That's a tricky little hole up the hill, but it's definitely reachable and definitely can get aced. We got Cinco Lagos and Green Valley. Let me just start with Green Valley. It's real simple. There's a lake in it. If you throw it in the water, you're out of bounds. You can throw it into the road up there on a few holes. If you throw it into a road or over a road, you're out of bounds. Same thing. You could possibly throw it into the parking lot, which is not paved. So if you do throw it in the parking lot and it's not paved, you are in play. You are playing where it lies. So if you're in a car, around a car or anything like that, it is what it is. It's just not out of bounds. Parking lot there is kind of sporadic. Some people kind of park all over the place. So you shouldn't have any problems unless you really, really shank a shot. But if you do really, really shank a shot and you're in the parking lot, you could be in play. So unless you're on a paved road, you're safe. There are 2 fences at Green Valley similar to Tyus. Holes 18 and hole 9, or 10, excuse me. They both have fences there, but they are not in play. They don't really go to anything. They're broken fences. But if you do throw it past them, you're still in play. Just play them as casual. Nothing to see here. Just another hazard.
And if you're around barbed wire on the top of that, you do get relief. Because one of those fences does have barbed wire across the top of it.
If it does have barbed wire, it's a very small piece of it. There are 2 holes at Green Valley that have short tees. And they also work as drop zones. So if you are playing in the higher divisions from the back tees at Green Valley and you don't get to the water, you don't clear water, you go to the drop zone, which are the 2 short tees on 11 and 12. We'll also have a drop zone on 18, but it's not a short tee. If you throw it in the water and don't make it across on 18 at Green Valley, say you hit the first tree and it kicks in the water, you go to the drop zone. It's up to the right and it's marked with flags and spray paint. Up to the right on 18. You won't have to go back across the water. It'll be right there on the edge. Other than that, Green Valley, that's pretty much that's it for Green Valley. Cinco Lagos, this pertains to just the pros, MPO, MP40, and MA1. Those are the only 3 people playing these courses until the finals. If you make the finals, these rules will go in effect for you. We put down turf tees. Some of them haven't taken as well as we'd hoped, and they're a little soft. So we have opened up the tee to allow you to play off the side. The grass is hard pan out there. So you shouldn't have any problems. Nice and flat. We played it today. I played everything off the grass. The tees were just not up to my standards, so I played off the grass today myself. But they are getting close. A couple more days, they may be settled in, and so you have the option to play off the turf tees or the grass tees, big tees. So sorry about that, but it's a temporary course. Not everything works the way you hope to do on a temporary course. But it seems to be a real cool, fun course to play it today. There's a lot of water hazards out there, so be aware. Although I only have 1 drop zone, and that's on hole 18. So if you do throw it out of bounds, it's where you go out of bounds. So take hole 10, for example, or hole 9, excuse me. If you throw it out of bounds, throw it flick right off the tee box, and you go out of water, never come in, you're basically re-teeing. You can scoot up as far as you went, but it is what it is. There's only 1 drop zone. That's number 18. After playing hole 5 today, we saw that you could get on still be in the grass, but you'd be on the right side of the guardrail. Since the rules are already written as the road and over, if you're still in play inside the guardrail, I guess you're safe, because it's already written down that it's road and only. So there is about a 1 yard space between the road and the guardrail and the hill that you could be safe in there, up there. So
and by road you mean curb, you mean pavement.
Curb. That road right there has a curb and a road. It's a pavement road. So if you're right at that, you're out of bounds. But there is room between the curb and the guardrail, so that is actually in bounds. If you're in grass, you're safe. We did not mark OB out there. It would take about 7 miles of spray paint or string or anything. There's 5 lakes out there. So I want to make this real clear. It's a group call. If your group comes up there and if you need to take more than a minute to figure out if he's out of bounds or not, the benefit goes to the player and he's safe. Okay, so if it's a tough call, if you guys can't figure it out, benefit of doubt goes to the player. So there's only a couple of places, pretty cut and dry around the whole lake when you're in the water. There's only a couple little swampy zones that it might get fishy, but for the most part, when you're in, you know you're in. It's right there, but pretty shallow. Should be able to get a lot of discs that are real close to the water, and I'm sure there'll probably be a couple people diving. So hopefully we can get your disc back. Any lost and found disc will be at the shanty at Cinco Lagos. Let's see, where are we at now? Let's make sure I haven't forgotten anything about Cinco de Lagos. Cinco Lagos hot hole is number 13, and Green Valley hot hole is number 1. So if you ace either one of those holes, you get $100 thrown in. Let's go into Saturday night. We got the players party at Dundee Lake. We're going to be start feeding people at 7 o'clock. We're also going to have glow golf out there. We're going to have some putting games. We'll have the mini basket out there. I haven't heard much interest in mini golf, so we'll have them out there if we want to set them up. But it sounds like glow golf, putting games, and we're also having a fishing derby out there, a little fishing bass contest. You better bring some game out there. The lake out there at Dundee's been turning over. It's looking a little murky, so don't be coming with no black jigs. You're gonna need to bring the water shakers. Catch some bass out there, maybe a big old spinnerbait, a crankbait, something loud. I think so. Anyway, we got at least $100. Adam from Frolfer Magazine, our online vlog or podcast, they threw in an extra $100 to the bass winner too. So whoever has the largest bass on Saturday night will get a $200 large bass prize. If it's real close, we'll probably split it. I mean, we're not gonna sit here and cut hairs. If we got a couple fish that are about the same size, we might split it half and half, because that's a lot of money to go to one person if we're talking about an ounce here or ounce there. We'll have specific guidelines to the bass contest. My homie Travis Stowell will be running it from Dundee. So all you gotta do is come and participate. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just come play, have fun, catch a fish. We'll have some rules, so we'll make sure no one's cheating the rules, because we got money involved, and you know how you fishermen are. Anyway, we got glow golf out there, which we're really excited about. I think we got a little 9-hole loop that kind of just goes around the pavilion, around the party. We'll be on the outskirts, so you won't get too far off in the woods and have to worry about any problems trampling around in the sticks or anything. You'll be good. We got some live music out there. We're going to feed you. We got McGinn's Barbecue, which is the best barbecue joint in Griffin, Georgia. Matter of fact, they're kind of state renowned for being great. So look forward to having them out there. Let's see, what else we got?
We'll have the pro shop set up at Cinco Lagos all weekend.
Yes, we'll have the pro shop set up at Cinco Lagos on Saturday until about 1 o'clock, and then we're going to be heading over to Dundee to get set up. But then we'll be back at the pro shop at the shanty at Cinco Lagos all day Sunday. So come get your Southern Nationals gear. We got the bass disc. Everybody loves the bass disc. You can definitely take them back home and use them as great trade bait and stuff. So come get you some of those. Let's see. Sunday, after your third round, we will have the final 9 of Cinco Lagos. The pro divisions, the MA1 would play the back 9-hole layout of the section with yellow targets. So when you're back there and you're thinking about what you're going to play in the finals, pros MA1, or pros 40 will be playing the back 9 out there. We're actually going to take one hole out. I'm not sure which hole we're going to take out. We're actually going to see how they're going to play during the play on Saturday and Sunday, and make the call Sunday which hole we're going to take out of those back section of 10. And then the the intermediate, the amateur divisions, and the older pro divisions that played Green Valley. Your final 9 will be
and the pro females.
And the females, all the ones the pros that play Green Valley. Your final 9 will be Cinco, but you'll be playing 1 through 5 on the course, and then you're going to skip over and play 2 holes on the Green Valley side, and then comes back over to the Cinco and finishes up on 6 and 7. So you'll end right there at the shanty. You'll be playing all the blue targets. So if you want to go practice the course, you plan on being in the finals, and you want to practice the final 9 course, that's how you can do it. You can go out to Cinco Lagos tomorrow or Saturday after your round, and you play the blue targets. And if you need a map, there's a map. There's several maps shared online of the course. We'll have some at the course. Not hard to find your way around out there. It's pretty easy.
Stay hydrated.
Yes, stay hydrated. We're actually going to get a break in the weather, I heard. It's going to be 90 degrees is the high, but the humidity is going to be down. We got a cold front coming through. Doesn't sound like it's going to dump much rain on us, so it looks like we're going to be dry, maybe a little cloud, so it should be a nice weekend for us. If you know me in my tournaments, I like to get the folks out of town when we're done. Get them on the road. Nobody wants to sit around and watch the TD, twiddle his thumbs, trying to get people to pay out and stuff like that. So pros, if you won, I'd like you to stick around and collect your award. We got a trophy. Get a photo op, maybe an interview with the Ace Pro. We got Ace Pro or Ace Run Productions doing our video, so maybe get a quick little word in about how the tournament went and how you played well, that kind of stuff. Definitely get a photo shoot with you, get a photo op with you guys. We'll also like to make the announcement of the 5 USCGC qualifiers. So if you're going to be here, we'd definitely like to recognize you, or at least get a picture of you with you, maybe all 5 of you in one picture together. It's a pretty big deal for Georgia to have a USCGC qualifier, and we're very excited to be sending 5 people from Griffin, Georgia to the United States Disc Golf Championships in October. There will be some AM payout. We have it set up so that if you get a certain amount of money, you're just going to pick up a prize pack and buggy. I think it's going to be right around $50. If you make $50 or less, you got a prize pack. You're going to be able to come in, grab it, and go. So we'll get you guys on the road. If you win a little bit more of the substantial money, like MA1, you get a basket. Okay, so you have to come by and pick up your target. Some of the other divisions where the payout's pretty sufficient up towards the top, you'll get to pick out some payout at the end. So we're going to try to get the people who just got minimal payout out the road as fast as possible. We're not going to give you a bunch of junk. We're going to give you Southern National Bass ski design stuff, and we're going to get you out the door though. And then the rest of the people that have big money, they can pay, they can shop. So other than that, I think that's about it.
Any questions? They're all in the book.
Any questions? Got them right here in the player's guide. There's also a lot of information on SNDGC2020.com. That's Southern National Disc Golf Championship 2020.com, short abbreviated SNDGC2020.com. It has a lot of the stuff on there, the schedule, the events, that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions, you can go there. If you need to text me, my number is listed all over here. Text and messages seem to work faster because I usually have my phone turned down low because we're out on the golf course. So anyway, if you need anything, let me know. We'll be out Cinco tomorrow, Friday, and
leave it better than you found it.
Yeah, and leave it better than you found it, like Twisted Flyer. Anyway, good luck. Hope you have a great time. Deuces.